so they will not believe and be saved. I like the 14th verse. It said, and the seed fell in the weeds. Well, these are the ones who hear, but then the seed is crowded out and nothing comes of it as they go about their lives worrying about tomorrow, making money and having fun. But the seed is in the good earth. These are the good hearts who seize the word and hold on no matter what, sticking with it until there is a harvest. This is the word of the Lord. Thanks be unto God.
Amen. Amen.
I want to talk about unbelief.
Unbelief.
Unbelief. Unbelief. In today's world, in today's society, there are too many of us who don't believe that God is able to do what he has said he will do in our lives. We think that God is unable, incapable of doing what we need perfected and how it needs to be perfected in our lives. We spend too much time worrying about things that we cannot control and things that will not change, that don't change in our lives, and we wonder, we try to fix it ourselves.
Right. Amen. Amen.
We have to realize that as Christians, we are dependent upon the grace and the favor, the mercy of God in all areas of our life.
Amen.
We should not depend on him in just some areas, but in all areas of our life, we ought to depend on God to come in and help us and to direct our path.
That's right.
In this parable, Jesus talks about the parable of the sower, and he did it so that we can know the condition of our hearts. We need to know where we are standing with our hearts and our mind, our soul. We need to know where we stand, where we are with God. You see, I don't know, many of us come to church, but I don't know if we receive the word that God actually have for our lives.
All right.
I said, I don't know if we really believe the word that God has for our lives, because many times we don't, we act like we don't believe what we read and what we hear about God's word. I said earlier that technology changes. It changes. I remember growing up, you would go to the phone and you'd get your index finger and you put it in there and you would dial 2, 1, 4, 7, 4, 2, 3, 9. It would go around. And it worked well. Even before that, I remember down in McMahon County, down below Lockhart, down there, when I was down at Aunt Claire's house, and Aunt Ag house was up the way a little bit, they had a party line, and Aunt Ag would be on the phone sometime. And Aunt Claire would get on the phone and say, Ag, get off the phone, Oscar, they need to make a call. And she said, okay, you can just pick up the phone and hear somebody else's conversation. And it was a party line. And she would have to hang up. And I remember when even you would call from Dallas to Fort Worth, it was long distance. And you would have to make a long distance call. Amen. Just to get through to Fort Worth. And it worked wonderfully. But that system is not needed anymore because of cell phone. Hey, I'm not saying that the rotary phone wasn't any good. It worked for its time, but now not many people even have landlines in their house. It's obsolete. It's obsolete. If they get it, it's because it comes with the bundle and it's cheaper. But most people don't need it. You see, I told a friend of mine, I said, you even have to modify your lives. Amen. Your lives have got to change. Hey man, let me call you back. I'm talking long distance. And I said, oh man, quit that stuff. You on your cell phone. It ain't no long distance. You're not calling out the United States. You see, we used to say that when it was long distance, the Ford version and stuff. Let me call you back. I'm talking long distance. You have to change it now. So baby, you can't say that anymore. It's free with the deal. I mean, I remember when I started with Prime Code, which turned to Metro. You had to buy minutes, 300 minutes, 750 minutes, 800 minutes. You remember that moment, 1,000 minutes. Me and Jimmy and Flipper got a good plan. We got a 1,500 minute Prime Code plan for $72 a month. Free. Nights and weekends, 7 to 7, weekends free. Hey, let me call me back at 7:05 when it's free. You see? And that was with the cell phone, but now that's obsolete. Because everybody go unlimited data. Unlimited call, talking, and texting. Amen. It has changed. Amen. The phone is only, the cell phone has only been around just a few years. Amen. I had a mobile phone in my car, but they had a hard wire installed in my car. Then I had a phone you put on your deal that was big as my bag. You had to walk around with it with the rope on it, the car. That's obsolete. Right. I went last night because I'm having issues with my iPhone, and so I went to the Apple store, and I got in there and really to be a little perturbed because the man said, well, sir, with those kind of issues, our care team is closed. We're not taking any more appointments. But for that problem, you can call Apple Care. I can have them call you right now, and they can take care of it. And so really what I'm saying is, you could have stayed at home and did that. Don't come up here bothering us about that. That's what he was really trying to tell me. And so I went in there, and so they said, you need to upgrade your phone. I got a 10. I mean, the 11 just came out. I said, okay, I'll upgrade it. What's the difference between the phones? And the man said, the camera. Huh? I'm talking about what's the difference? I'm talking about the cell phone. And he told me, the camera. Huh? Y'all still missing? Yeah. I'm talking about a cell phone to call and talk on. And they telling me I need to trade in my phone and pay an extra $500 for a camera. So I asked Jessica that I always go to that. I said, Jessica, let me holler at you. She said, I said, what's the difference in these phones other than that? She said, you don't need it. She said, I have a 10, you have a 10, you really don't need it. Right. The battery just gonna last 2 more hours, or you gonna be on. I said, no. I said, I have chargers and I have another phone. I don't need a longer battery for 2 hours. Right. Yeah. She said, well, that in the camera, that's the only thing. It's the difference. You don't need it. Go on and fix your little thing on your phone and go on. You see, but that's the society we're in. Yeah. I call in about the difference in the phone and they tell me about a camera. And it's because times have evolved. The phone is just not a phone as of old days. Right. It's a camera. It's a voice recorder. It's a time clock. It holds your notes. It's a calendar. You can set it to remind you to wake up, to take your pills, to go to bed at night, take your pills, to go to your doctor's appointments. Remember, it's payday and the bills that need to be paid. It does all of that. You can work Photoshop on it. I mean, you can get your music organized, put all your favorite playlists in there so it'll wake you up with your favorite music and put you down with your favorite music. It does all of that. It's more than just a cell phone. That's right. It has changed. And it's constantly evolving and changing. In our lives, we ought to be constantly evolving and changing. If we are not changing, then we are being left behind. As creatures, I said there's no neutrality. We can't stand still. We have to be moving. And Jesus told these believers here in this parable, if you read your Bible, it is written in red. That means Jesus Jesus is speaking. He says, as believers, we don't have to worry because we are indwelt by the Holy Spirit. They had heard the truth, but they could not accept it. And the Bible says the word was taken from them. We don't have to worry about that today because the Holy Spirit indwells and fills us. In fact, John 14:26, it says like this, that the Holy Spirit will bring to your remembrance of those things that you have heard. But you have to be in a position to hear it. Amen. You see, but we have to take note of who takes the truth from the unbeliever's heart. If you will look at John 8, right there, John 8, there, it'll tell you who takes it from their heart. It'll tell you who is the thief, who is the one that come in and take the word from you. Let me read it to you in the King James Version. It says it so very plainly that we can absolutely hear it. Ye are of your father, the devil, and the lust of your fathers you will do. He was a murderer from the beginning and abode not in the truth because there was no truth in him. When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh his own, for he is a liar and the father of it. My friend Mama D said sometime, you are trying to let the devil use you. Talking about the devil. She said if you let the devil use you, he'll reveal what he wants through you. That's right. The devil is the father of lies. And the Bible says he is a father of the lie, and he does not like the truth, and he will cause us to believe in his lie. That's right. Yeah. So we need the word of God so that we don't fall for that trickery. That's right. You see, this is the revelation of the goal of the enemy, to keep us in darkness so that we do not know the truth, God's word. To prevent people from embracing the word of God and therefore dispelling unbelief. Too many Christians today are unbelieving. We don't believe that God can heal our bodies. We don't believe that God can make a way. We don't believe that God can fix our problems. We don't believe that God can open up doors. We don't believe that God will cause our enemies and our foes to stumble and fall when they are trying to come upon us and eat up our flesh. We do not believe that God is able to make a way for us out of no way. We go around and we try to figure it out of our own. But I come to tell you, you need to trust in God. That's right. Remember this when the thought come across your mind. When you believe it. I'm almost through now. When the thought come across your mind, Lord, I'm having a hard time believing in you. I'm having a hard time trusting you. All right. Yeah. I'm having a hard time trying to be patient and believing that you can fix my problem. You can fix it. Yeah. My problem is not like everybody else's problem. My problem is deep. It's too hard. It's a big problem. I come to tell you, when you have problems trusting in God, you need to stop and pray. Yeah. Not only pray, but then you need to tell the devil that he has to go. The Bible says very simply, very clearly, resist the devil and he'll flee from you. Yeah, you have to put up some resistance. You have to tell the devil you have no place in my life. It's not going to happen like that. I fell for the okey-doke, the flim-flam, the flipper-flap. I fell for the trick long ago too many times, but not this time, baby. You got to get away from here. You got to get away. Your doubt does not originate with God's promise or his character, which is steadfast and good. Rather, your doubt comes from the author of unbelief. And that is the devil. That's right. The devil is the source of our unbelief. The devil is the one that gets us caught up, tied up, and tricked up, and all fascinated in his lies and his lies of origin. He's the one that causes us to forget the promises and the word of God and feel unassailably steadfast. God's promise does not falter or fail. I remember this little boy, and I'm through.
Oh, you gotta help us, Doc. Help us.
Life is like a mountain railroad with an engineer that's brave. We must make the run successful from the cradle to the grave. Watch the curves, the fields, the tunnels. Never falter, never quail. Keep your hand upon the throttle and your eye upon the rail. In other words, what he was saying is that life have different curves in it. You're going to encounter, we're all going to encounter some things. We had some survivors of cancer here today that have survived cancer, survived other diseases. You in your own life have survived some hardships and trials. You've gone through some situations. You've gone through some problems that others might not have been able to deal with. But you've gone through it. As you look back and sit here right now, you can say through many dangers, toils, and snares, I have already come. It was grace that brought me safe thus far. You cannot accept the word of God and read it and listen to it and then throw it in the trash. You can't be in church 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 years and your mindset is the same. I just told you I went to the doctor last year and I went back on Friday and they took a picture of my eye all the way to the back and I didn't even know they had taken a picture of it right before they would get down there and probe and I'd be screeching and trying to wish they would hurry up. They didn't do all of that this time because technology has evolved. I told you when we used to get the rotary phone and dial, we don't do it anymore because of cell phone. It's obsolete. It worked when it worked, but it does not work. It's not valuable and valid in this day and time. Who would want to go back and talk about people long distance call somebody in Plano or Frisco? Call your mom and them down there in Louisiana and you have to pay long distance. That's obsolete. It happened in the 60s and 70s, but it don't happen in 2019. Don't get me wrong. The phone was a mechanism to use when it was back then. It worked for them. But it's obsolete now. It was good when in its time, but it's not valid now.
That's right.
Why? Because things have evolved. As Christians, we ought to evolve in our walk and our relationship with God. And we only do that when we don't let the Word of God, His Word, that's why He said this parable. In other words, it's like when you plant a seed. I think Charles Thomas, I tell you, I hear everything. He said he got a watermelon out of his backyard and grown. Brother Larry asked, is it a yellow meat or red meat? He said it's a red meat. I know I'm right about it because I have good hearing. And he said, I cut it now. If anybody wants some, you feel free to have some. You see, in other words, he had to plant a seed and it had to grow. Not only did it have to grow, but he had to wait for the harvest. He didn't plant the seed and then get a watermelon right then. It took time. Brother Larry said, now is the season for them to be ready. I tell you, I can hear it. You see, our lives as Christians ought to develop for the better. 20 years down the line, you still get mad over petty stuff. You let the word fall on bad ground. 20 years later in your walk with God, you ought to be able to let some things roll off of your back. I was looking at the little ducks at the lake the other day, and they were just gliding across the water. They looked so effortless and so seemingly easy to just glide, but underneath the water they paddling like hell. It may look easy on the surface, but you may not know what's going on underneath. The devil is the giver of unbelief, and he's trying to keep unbelief in your vision and on your focal point so that you will be distracted. can't let every little thing keep you up at night. Can't let everything keep you distracted and off focus and off key. Some things you ought to be able to say, well, that work itself out. I ain't worried about that. I got bigger fish to fry. The devil will try to cause God's word. He'll have to come in on Sunday. And you'll hear everything except for the word of God. You hear how somebody messed up in the reading. They didn't even say that word right. But then you ask them what was the scripture, I don't know, I can't remember. Because the devil, that's what he does. He keeps you distracted from the true and written word of God so that your life will continue to be in shambles and broken. Keep you distracted so that you cannot get a firm grip on your life. Constantly depressed, stressed, discombobulated, disillusioned, off focus, off kilter. The devil is the source of unbelief. God said, I came that they may have life and have it more abundantly.
That's right.
It is not God's desire that any should perish. It's not his desire that we live beneath what he has bequeathed to us.
That's right.
Amen.
That's right.
God did not send his son, and his son did not give his life for us to live beneath what he has bequeathed to us.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
I had a eye-opening experience in that I went to a convention. I went there and I listened to a man, and he said he had some heart problems, Mr. Baranko, and said I was supposed to get a car dealership, and Toyota had promised me they'd give it to me, and in between me trying to come up with some money and get everything situated, they changed leadership, and the new leader came in and told him he couldn't have any. He couldn't have a dealership. Got discouraged, got mad, and he asked Mercedes. Mercedes said that he could have a dealership, but he needed to come up with the money, and they have a proximity disclaimer. So everywhere he was trying to go, it was a dealership there, so he had to go to the north side, Buckhead. And he went there, and the man told us, well, I have some land to sell, but I want $30 million for 5 acres of land. He said, man, I don't have that kind of money. He went to the banks, he didn't get it, and he called the man, he wouldn't give it to him. And so finally a man said, well, I tell you what, I'll give you $30 million if you'll promise to pay it back in 3 years. If not, I can have the dealership. Gave him the money, he went and got the loan. He said, well, I need now $275 million for the dealership. The man said, well, call the bank. He said, I didn't call that bank and went by there, and they told me no. He said, call back. He said, I called them, and they gave him the money. 3 years later, he gave the man back his $30 million, and he was crying. He said, why are you crying? He said, really, me and the banker really thought that you wasn't going to be able to pull this off. We wanted the dealership. We didn't want the money back. We wanted the dealership. And we was betting against you. And he said, 19 years later, I'm still here, the #1 Mercedes dealership in the United States, the biggest. And a black man. And we went to his dealership, and 3 out of 4 of the main managers are blacks. I said to him, Mr. Baranko, I said, now you over here in the north side. I said, how do you, I said, you have any problems? He said, yeah, I have problems every day. He said, but what we have to do, we have to shoot great customer service out there to the point that they don't even think about what color they're buying from me, because people want service. We went through the whole deal. I mean, we went through that, man. It took us an hour and a half just to tour the plant. Service. You see, even in our life, God wants from us excellent service. He wants excellent service. And I sat there and I looked and I said, well, I told him here, I said, man, it's just too much. And we kept going to different one's house. And I said, how can this be? Because you have to believe that God is the author and giver of good gifts in your life.
That's right. That's right.
You have to have self-talk. You have to tell yourself God is able. And God can do it. You have to be willing to say, God, however you want to do it, I trust you to do it. Just allow me to be in a position and a posture to believe your word. And I don't want your word to go void in my life. That's what I'm doing. Too many times come to church expecting no results. Because we don't let the word take root in our life. The devil is the source of unbelief.
That's right.
He's the one that keeps us doubting God and his ability, his capability, what he's willing to do for us. God does not promise us anything that he cannot fulfill.
That's right.
Amen. Amen. Ray Thomas talked about Reagan spending up her money. It's her money now because she's yours. It's her money as well. And it's the same thing with God and us. Amen. It's not us that gives life and breath. It's God. But because I'm his child, he lets me have. And he allows me to be his co-worker and co-manager on planet Earth. Amen. He allows you to be co-managers of his work. His kingdom work on planet Earth.
That's right.
We don't own any gold. We don't own the cattle of 1,000 hills. We didn't make any rivers. We didn't make any ocean. We didn't make any soil. We haven't manufactured any oxygen. But he allows us to have access to it. Amen.
That's right.
So we have to stand on his word. There may be one here today. Maybe one here today that have just been hearers of his word but not doers.
That's right. Free.
The Bible says, and I'm through, we just can't hear his word. But we have to enact his word in our life.
That's right.
Maybe you are wondering why you've been dealing with situations for so long and things never seem to go right. It may be because you have let the devil reveal his way and plans in your life instead of letting God's word take hold and lead and guide you. Old people said it this way, let Jesus lead you. All the way from earth to glory. He's a mighty good leader. Let his word take root in our life.